All right, so I'm going to ask you the hardest question that I've come up with because I thought about our call today.
Awesome. Let me hear it.
Here's the one question I was thinking of, right? And this is probably an awesome avenue for you in the future. But Matt, sales in a non-contact environment.
Mm-hmm.
How do we create success and how do companies create success, right? And what we have is now a non-contact environment. How many Zoom calls can
Yeah.
a customer want to do? And before I could feel you and be around you and see your smile and feel your laugh and all that part that we love about what we do,
Yeah.
how do we create success, right, in a
Yeah.
non-contact environment? So what's your plan as I look, right?
Well,
I mean, it's
so
seriously, it's a huge.
it's a very appropriate question. Look, the thing that I'll tell you in a story. There's a very smart business person out on the West Coast, and many years ago, he decided to buy a business that sold just pieces of medical equipment, nothing important, but he sold to doctors' offices. So he bought this. It's a $10 million business, and he's selling to doctor offices. What he decided to do is he said, "Look, I'm not going to do what everyone else is doing, right? You know, you hire the reps. They're all looking perfect, and they show up at the doctor's office and try to sell stuff." He built an internal sales force, and that sales force started with a couple of people and then got to 100. Turned the $10 million business into a $150 million business and took all the business away from his competitors. And what he did was, at the time, he said, "Look, having to get face-to-face is nice, but what I really need is a professional group of people that can sell not face-to-face, because we can just do the math. How many more meetings can we have if I have a very well-trained sales force that knows how to create value virtually?"
Mm-hmm.
So he was able to have many more appointments than his competitors. He was able to out-compete mathematically by training a sales force how to sell virtually. So what we're teaching organizations to do now is create a professional salesperson that does not have to rely on the face-to-face meeting or the in-person meeting, because for now, that is not an option. That is not a realistic option. We may go back to that at some point. I would tell you that if you're doing the math, you probably won't go back to that. What you'll probably do is you'll probably end up training and developing a professional sales force that sells from your office, or maybe even from their home.
Is that through, like, do you think Zoom calls, or is it the cold call world again? You know what I mean? Like,
you got to go Zoom or a video call. And again, I like to use data. If you look at the level of attention on a phone call and an in-person meeting and on a video call, the highest level of interaction and focus happen. And this isn't my data. This is, I can provide the data to you. The highest level of focus comes from a video call.
Really?
Absolutely. Well, one, not think of it this way, it's just one example. There are 10 reasons. I can send you the list of the 10 reasons why. But one, you can see yourself on this call. You can see how you're coming across on this call.
Right.
And so the minute you break attention and look back, that you're aware of how that looks to the other party. And so you're a lot less likely to be looking at your phone, sending emails, talking to other people. But next time you're on a phone call, pay attention to the other things you might be multitasking on.
Oh, dude, if I can get you on speaker and I'm doing some other bullshit on my phone and blah, 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 blah. I'm with you, man. I get it. Okay.
You've heard the tone of voice where you're talking to someone, they're like, yeah. You know what that means? That means I'm not listening at all.
Yeah. All right.
So I really believe the future, and the future that we'll help create at Newberger & Company is one, having leaders re-SWOT their business and understand through their employees and their customers how they're going to need to change their business. What are their new strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats? From a management team, you're going to have to learn how to manage, mentor, coach, supervise, and train in a more virtual environment now.
Yeah, man.
And for salespeople, you're going to have to learn how to professionally sell using technology. you.